something that Mckinley Phipps Jr. has been waiting for over 20 years to hear. The parole board finally granted or recommended clemency for Phipps, meaning that he has a chance to come home early after serving nearly 20 years of a 30-year sentence. His family and friends say there's still a lot of work to do, and they hope that his case becomes a springboard for criminal justice reform.
What's good, YouTube? It's Jay Coffee on the vid. Back with an update, guys. Now, I spoke about this on the channel about a month ago. We had a nice live stream. I'll pin the link if you guys want to go check that out. But we were talking about this. This was big news, breaking news. Mac, I know y'all remember him from No Limit. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you know, had a promising career, had some hits. Things were looking up. And then at a show, some shots rang out. There was an incident. He went home. Later on, police showed up, and we'll talk more about the case and such through this video, you know, as there's a lot of shaky, funny stuff about this case that feels like they kind of pinned this case on this man, that he was railroaded into this conviction and 30-year sentence that he has 20 years in on. But there was good news a month ago. You hear what this reporter was just talking about. Mac was granted clemency. It's looking like he was going to come home. The conviction wasn't going to be overturned, but he was going to come home early and have to serve 10 years of parole. You'll see one of the pictures, Fiend, formerly from No Limit. He was celebrating as he posted a picture of Mac and C Murder next to each other and was like, looks like Mac's coming home. We got to get C Murder, free C Murder. We got to get him out of there. But the parole board unanimously voted for clemency. It just had to go to the governor. And since then, we've heard nothing about this. There's been no word from the governor. It seems to make no sense. You know, everyone was celebrating. This man's family was all happy.
I guess it just felt like it was time. You know what I mean? It just felt like it was time.
Sheila Phipps paints portraits of her son Mckinley and reflects on the last 20 years of his life. Each one of those years have been spent in prison.
There are too many people in prison that's life being wasted, especially innocent ones.
In 2000, Mckinley, also known as Mac, was a rising rap star signed to No Limit Records. While preparing to perform at a local club in St. Tammany Parish, a fight broke out and 19-year-old Baron Victor Jr. was killed. Despite the lack of physical evidence linking him to the shooting, Mckinley was arrested for the murder and is serving a 30-year sentence for manslaughter. Since then, witnesses in the case have recanted their statements.
So as I said, this news hit a month ago. You know, that all we were waiting on, that everyone was waiting on, was the governor's go-ahead. You see his family's been reacting. His mother painting portraits of him is ecstatic and happy. Everyone, you'll see in a moment, his father as well. Can't wait for him to come home, but no word from the governor. It doesn't make any sense. Hit the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. I don't know, it just seems funny style to me. Like, why do they not want to let this man come home? We're not talking about a guy that seemed to be wrongfully convicted and has been in there 6 months. He's been in there 2 decades. And you heard what they were saying about people recanting and things. Mac, as I stated, it seems like he was railroaded. He left, he went home the night of this incident after the show. Police showed up, took him to the station, you know, questioned him without an attorney. And I know a lot of people say, hey, will you just say I want an attorney? I don't know. Maybe he was young and ignorant to his rights and the way the law worked. But we know when it comes to, you know, a lot of police officers, they'll use psychology and tricks, and they tried to tell him, we have witnesses, people saw you with the weapon. They were pressing this man. They were trying to pin this case on him. And what's crazy is someone who worked security came forward and confessed to this crime, and they still continued to pursue Mac. At court, they had no physical evidence, no witnesses. They used this man's music against him, which is something we've been hearing a lot more over the past couple years. You know, there was a situation, I forget where it happened, but I did a video on it where the one guy committed a robbery and made a song about it, you know, where people were killed. You know, this wasn't that. This was that they took his persona as the camouflage assassin, as a no-limit soldier, what he did on music, and said, this man's guilty. That's what they did in court. And something else I want to point out is in Louisiana, I spoke about this on my live stream that we did on this. Once again, link will be pinned in the comments. I urge you guys to go check that out. It's kind of long. We talk about some other stuff on there as well. But Louisiana back then was one of only a couple states where you do not need a unanimous jury to convict someone of murder. I believe it's 10 to 2 or something like that. And we were talking about C. Murder's case. He was also convicted by a not unanimous jury also. So, you know, with all that being said, he has a legal team that's fighting for him to get an appeal, a new trial, just based on that. This is a shaky case. There was no evidence against this man, and that's not justice anymore. Those laws of not having to have a unanimous guilty verdict, that is not the way things are done anymore. So just by that, I feel a lot of people, if they were convicted by a not unanimous verdict, should get an appeal, should get a new trial. I mean, do you guys agree? Hit the comments. You know, we're not just talking about hip hop news here. You know, that's, I always say on the J Coffee Talk channel, we cover all different content. But this is some injustice done, it seems. You know, I don't know. Hit the comments.
I think, you know, Mckinley's case can be that platform where we can examine these things and how do we do better, because we desperately need to. I mean, this is a broken system.
Recently, he and his family received much anticipated news. The parole board recommended him clemency.
Tears were flowing, and I let out a cry from my soul because I couldn't believe it.
His father says while he's overjoyed to see his son home soon, he also still grieves for the victim.
I cried for Baron Victor too. You know, I cried for him. Because all he did, he just wanted to come to the show and have a good time.
As Louisiana is now a unanimous jury state, Phipps' attorney in D.C. is also working on a petition to reverse his manslaughter conviction, ruled by a 10-2 jury. His rap lyrics were used against him as well. Stanton Jones says it wrongly painted him as a violent person.
It takes rap music completely out of context. It reflects a complete misunderstanding of the genre. The prosecution did not convince all 12 of the jurors that they had proven his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
As for Mac's mother, she's staying optimistic, hoping her son will be home soon to paint his own picture and live his life as a free man.
I mean, he just feel like he'll be out soon. He's so positive about it, you know. He really is.
All right, so y'all hear all that, man. And basically, like I said, this was all really breaking, going all over the place in the news, trending like crazy a month ago. Really not many reports other than this with, other than within a week. And basically, we're just kind of highlighting the same information. There's nothing out there about the governor, John Bel Edwards. Is that his name? Yeah, my bad. I be doing these stories, getting names mixed up at times, but he's not responded to this. And you think in a situation like this, how much time do you need to make a decision where there's a man been sitting in prison for 20 years? You know what I mean? Not a unanimous verdict. Very shaky case. Someone else confessed to it, and you tell that guy, nah, go ahead, go free. We're gonna put Mac behind bars. It's just very, very funny style to me. How has there been no ruling on this? And it seems, for some reason, Louisiana does not want this man free. You guys hit the comments, share your thoughts. I just do want to give say a couple more things as you see pictured here. Mac has gotten an HVAC degree while behind bars, which is a very, good trade to have. Heating, air conditioning. It's a trade that probably will never be obsolete. I don't know. Who knows as technology advances in this wild world we live in these days. Who knows what's next. Maybe robots will be doing everything up out of here. But I just want to know what everyone thinks. This makes no sense to me that we've not heard anything. So let's get the discussion going below. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you're new over here. This is Jay Coffee Talk. We make daily content over here. We talk music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. And it's all about tapping in with y'all, the people. So join Team Coffee. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And everyone, tune into these live streams. When you see I'm live, the phone lines are open. You can call in and we can coffee talk it up. I'm out of here. Peace.